Efforts are increasing to combat chronic wasting disease in the deer population.
For the first time, the state admits the pressures following our 6 News investigation into their plans led the State Game Commission to withdraw its plan.
Commission wanted to use sharpshooters to kill deer in an attempt to slow down the spread of CWD, but not everyone in the Game Commission thinks it's fair.
6 News investigative reporter Crispin Havener has been following the story from the beginning and has more. Crispin?
Jen and Tim, good evening. The growing problem in the deer population has been forcing the State Commission to take drastic measures to curtail the problem. However, hunters have been fighting back. It's put the Game Commission in a bind. They want to find a solution that all sides can simply agree to. But right now, there isn't one.
For us to not be able to go out and counter what literally 7, 8, 9, 10 hunters to get on a camera to say that we don't know what we're doing is just, it's frustrating to me.
That's the words of Commissioner Tim Layton at a recent Pennsylvania Game Commission meeting, discussing his annoyance that hunters who spoke to 6 News about their plan to kill potentially thousands of deer in Blair and Bedford County to combat the growing chronic wasting disease crisis backfired their plans. And for the first time, the commission admitted that the public pressure brought by the story, not just the lack of landowner approvals on the plan, led them to back off.
All of a sudden you catch a snippet on the news and you're like, oh, that's weird. And then you get a knock on your door the next couple of days and you're like, I mean, I don't know. It seems so contentious right now.
They don't want to trust what we want because it affects their deer season next year. Sure. So, we're asking people to make a sacrifice in order to benefit the deer herd for their kids. And whereas that may seem simple, and who wouldn't agree to that, there's a lot that don't.
The March 25th meeting also highlighted the spread of the disease and the need to act. But how to act remains a question. Lawmakers on both the state and federal levels have also been seeking answers. Just yesterday, Representative Joyce sponsored a bill to authorize $15 million for research on a vaccine or cure.
We have to be able to use microscopes, not sharpshooters with night scopes, to come in and call the herd. We have to rely on science, not only to find a cause, but to work together and find a cure.
The Game Commission says they still worry that doing nothing will make the problem worse, and the idea of a cure is a pipe dream at the moment.
The problem is, if that solution fails, we're 5 years down the road, we've got it everywhere, and then we're in a real bind.
Leaving the fight over what to do remaining right in the center of the crosshairs.
Deer reduction plans do continue elsewhere in our viewing area. The Game Commission is looking to remove about 100 to 200 deer in parts of Clearfield and Jefferson counties after isolated cases of chronic wasting disease were found there. We'll stay on the story. For now, Crispin Havener,